A passenger posted this mysterious photograph to the group UFOs Worldwide. The eyewitness, Miss Mitchell, said that she is a frequent traveler and amateur photographer. As the plane cruised, she took out her camera to capture the breathtaking view of the clouds and the endless sky. Eager to document the scenic beauty, she clicked several photos through the airplane window. Later, as she reviewed the images on her camera, one photograph stood out. Amidst the serene sky and clouds, there was a peculiar disc-shaped object. It was metallic, with a smooth, reflective surface, and appeared to hover effortlessly in the air. Surprised and intrigued, she immediately shared the image online, where it eventually ended up on groups that investigate unidentified objects. As with many of these images, it quickly sparked widespread interest and debate among those interested in the unknown, drawing attention from UFO enthusiasts. In recent years, there has been a notable uptick in the number of unidentified flying objects being photographed by passengers on commercial flights, and this phenomenon has piqued the interest of scientists, aviation experts, and the general public alike. With the ubiquity of smartphones and the ease of capturing high-resolution images, passengers are increasingly documenting these mysterious aerial occurrences. This woman's photograph is just the latest one that has been captured, and it's caused many to suggest that the increase in UFO sightings photographed from planes can be attributed to several factors, primarily technological advancements, increased public awareness, and the nature of air travel. The widespread availability of high-quality cameras on smartphones has empowered passengers to capture unexpected moments with ease. Modern smartphones come equipped with advanced camera systems that can capture detailed images even at high altitudes and speeds. The ease of sharing these images on social media platforms has further amplified the reach and visibility of such sightings, contributing to a growing body of visual evidence. Public interest in UFOs has surged in recent years, fueled by media coverage of high-profile sightings and government disclosures. For instance, the release of the US Navy's videos showing encounters with unidentified aerial phenomena has legitimized the discussion around UFOs, and this heightened awareness means that passengers are more vigilant and likely to document any unusual sightings during flights. Air travel offers a unique vantage point for observing the skies. At cruising altitudes, airplanes are well above the weather systems and atmospheric disturbances that often obscure the view from the ground. This clear view, combined with the vast expanses of sky visible from airplane windows, increases the likelihood of spotting and photographing unusual aerial phenomena. Several high-profile incidents of UFO sightings from planes have been reported and widely discussed. In February 2018, a pilot and passengers on a commercial flight over Phoenix, Arizona, witnessed a strange, elongated object flying at high speed. Multiple passengers captured photos and videos of the object, which was described as moving in a manner inconsistent with conventional aircraft. The sighting garnered significant media attention and sparked discussions about the nature of the object. In November 2020, a passenger on a flight from Dublin to New York captured images of a series of bright, fast-moving lights off the coast of Ireland. The lights appeared to move in a coordinated manner, prompting speculation about their origin. Aviation authorities and UFO researchers analyzed the footage, but no definitive explanation was provided, leaving the sighting shrouded in mystery. The increase in UFO sightings from planes has several implications for aviation safety, national security, and scientific inquiry. The presence of unidentified objects in controlled airspace poses potential risks to aviation safety. Pilots need to be aware of any unusual activity to avoid possible collisions. As more sightings are reported, aviation authorities may need to develop protocols for pilots to report and respond to UFO encounters systematically. The potential security implications of unidentified aerial phenomena cannot be overlooked. If some of these objects represent advanced technology from foreign adversaries, they could pose significant national security threats. Conversely, if they are of extraterrestrial origin, understanding their capabilities and intentions becomes paramount. Governments and defense agencies are increasingly taking these sightings seriously, as evidenced by the establishment of task forces and investigative bodies. The growing body of photographic evidence from airplane sightings provides valuable data for scientific analysis. Researchers can study these images to identify patterns, behaviors, and possible explanations for the phenomena. Collaborative efforts between civilian researchers, government agencies, and international bodies can enhance our understanding of these occurrences and potentially lead to groundbreaking discoveries. The documentation of UFOs from planes contributes to a larger, more comprehensive dataset that can be analyzed to uncover underlying patterns and trends. This, in turn, can help demystify the phenomena and foster a more informed public discourse. The increasing number of credible sightings, especially those documented from planes, lends greater legitimacy to the study of UFOs. As more people witness and share their experiences, the stigma associated with reporting UFO sightings diminishes. This shift in public perception encourages more open discussion and investigation, which is crucial for advancing our understanding. The availability of high-quality photographic evidence can attract more scientists to the field of UFO research. Interdisciplinary collaboration involving fields such as physics, engineering, and atmospheric science can lead to innovative approaches to studying these phenomena. Rigorous scientific investigation is essential for distinguishing between natural, man-made, and potentially extraterrestrial explanations. Many who have researched unidentified flying objects have reported the various shapes and forms, and these include the disc-shaped UFO, which is particularly prevalent. These sightings, often described as saucer-like or disc-like, have become almost iconic in the collective understanding of UFO phenomena. The image of the disc-shaped UFO entered popular consciousness in the mid-20th century, largely due to a series of high-profile sightings and subsequent media coverage. The most famous early sighting occurred in 1947, when pilot Kenneth Arnold reported seeing 9 shiny, disc-like objects flying at incredible speeds near Mount Rainier, Washington. Arnold's description of the objects as saucer-like quickly led to the term flying saucer becoming synonymous with UFOs. On June 24, 1947, just after 3 in the afternoon, Kenneth Arnold piloted his aircraft over Mineral, Washington. He had a business trip to Yakima, and he had made the small diversion because he knew there was a reward for finding the location of a downed United States Marine Corps cargo jet. However, this diversion would lead him to have one of the most famous UFO encounters, one that is still being talked about to this day. When he could find no trace of the aircraft, he started to veer back towards Mount Rainier, his original target. But as he was doing so, he noticed something shining in one of the plane's mirrors. He glanced rapidly around him, wondering if his calculations were off and he missed another jet that should have been nearby, but he was alone, except for another plane that was miles away. About a minute and a half later, he noticed many light flashes to his left. He promptly eliminated the possibility that the lights were a solar reflection, and that would leave one possible outcome: there must be solid things reflecting the light. They seemed to fly in tight formation and move fast, whatever they were. Believing he was seeing a US experimental aircraft, he scrutinized the items even more closely, but he soon ruled out the notion when he failed to discern a tail on the craft. The items had found their way to his location by now, flying quickly in front of his aircraft. Arnold would try to absorb as much information as he could as they went. Later on, Arnold would say that the craft seemed to have originated in the vicinity of Mount Baker. This is an intriguing point. Many reports of UFO encounters have been connected to different mountains all around the world. In fact, there are many stories and conspiracies around several of these mountains, like Mount Shasta in California and Brown Mountain in North Carolina, about possible hidden bases. The state of Washington, in the upper northwest region of the United States, is undoubtedly a hotspot for UFO activity, even if there was no such term or idea at the time. Just days before Arnold's sighting, the Maury Island incident occurred near Tacoma, Washington. 2 harbor patrolmen reported seeing multiple donut-shaped objects dropping metallic debris over Maury Island. Arnold would detail that the mysterious objects were crescent-shaped, without a tail but possessing wings. They seemed to be a beautiful metallic silver color, reflecting the late afternoon sun. Arnold would calculate their speed from the mountain summits, figuring they were traveling between 1,200 and 1,500 miles per hour, which was significantly quicker than any aircraft the US Air Force, or any Air Force for that matter, had at the time, and is equivalent to a modern-day F-22 Raptor. Arnold would make his scheduled landing in Yakima, Washington at 4 in the afternoon, about an hour after the sighting. He would quickly disclose this information to friends and airport personnel, but only in discreet talks. He would go on to present his account to the waiting journalists on June 25th, and Arnold recalled that he had been misquoted and that this had led to the name flying saucer. He said that they flew like you would throw a saucer across the ocean. The majority of newspapers misinterpreted and misquoted it. National newspapers picked up the story quickly, and then by foreign newswires, which had a considerable impact, even though they were undoubtedly not as sophisticated as the modern media's round-the-clock operations, so much so that a mixture of curiosity and derision would soon put pressure on Arnold. A few days later, he would declare that he hadn't experienced any moments of calm since he told the story. Nevertheless, a lot of people would see Arnold as a very reliable witness, and while some would certainly make fun of him, others would appreciate how reliable his reports were. He wouldn't sensationalize them, and his reputation was further enhanced by the fact that he was an accomplished pilot. The episode would continue to pique media curiosity. Arnold, who was at the time operating in somewhat of a novel and distinctive area, would ostensibly utilize the interviews to discuss his theories and exchange ideas about what he had really seen. Fascinatingly, he might have been among the first to suggest that UFO sightings were possibly the result of a government cover-up. He would stick to his conviction that it would be inappropriate for authorities to shoot one of them. Additionally, he would say that they were heading towards a reachable location. Moreover, human pilots could not have survived the pressure given the way the vehicle maneuvered. In a 1949 interview with the Saturday Evening Post, he would assert that the materials used in the craft were not off this earth. It may be noteworthy that Arnold was so certain that the craft he had observed could have been extraterrestrial in origin. Recall that this was all before the famous incident in New Mexico, and it was undoubtedly before the 1950s saw the popularization of UFOs and flying saucers. In other words, there's no solid evidence to suggest that he was influenced by the prevailing social mores of the period. Although Arnold seemed to be the only person who saw the events he recounted, it would later be discovered that another witness saw the occurrence on June 24th while standing atop Mount Adams. Fred Johnson, a prospector, would report his findings to Army Air Force intelligence. This, incidentally, constitutes the first official UFO report to US authorities, even with the Arnold encounter. He would later assert that, at approximately 3 in the afternoon on the same day as the Arnold sighting, he had seen 6 things via a telescope. His description of the items would nearly correspond with Arnold's. He would say they were oval with a sharp point at the ends, but he would also say they were round. He would also observe how his compass changed as the items passed overhead. After then, more witnesses would surface. Around 2:30 in the afternoon on the same occasion, Bernier of Richland would assert that he saw 3 strange objects in the skies over Mount Adams. Richland would claim they were traveling at breakneck speed. He was positive that the items he saw were the exact ones that Arnold had seen. More witnesses would surface. Around 3 in the afternoon, Sidney Gallagher, for instance, would claim to have seen 9 bright discs. A Washington State Forest Service employee, who wishes to remain unidentified, would describe multiple odd flashes close to Mount Rainier at the same time. A further Seattle resident would later claim to have seen a 9-item weird object chain. Strange object sightings would, in fact, continue virtually every day, and the majority of them, though not all, would originate from the western region of the United States. They would also originate from a wide range of American society's demographics, from those living nearby who saw unusual items in the garden, or to seasoned commercial aircraft pilots. Hundreds of people reported seeing things. Nevertheless, the reporting was not up to the level that it would become because this was probably the first such UFO wave. While many at the time believed that these sightings were unmistakable proof of extraterrestrial visits, others conjectured that they were actually military tests, specifically related to the flying wing. The US military would, however, maintain that at the time of the sightings, they had no aircraft in the area, experimental or otherwise. Disc-shaped UFOs are typically described as being circular or oval in shape, often with a domed top and flat bottom. Witnesses frequently report that these objects exhibit highly advanced flight capabilities, including rapid acceleration, sharp turns, and the ability to hover silently. These characteristics distinguish them from conventional aircraft and contribute to their mysterious and intriguing nature. Numerous significant sightings of disc-shaped UFOs have been documented over the years, each contributing to the ongoing fascination with these objects. As of right now, disc-shaped UFOs are among the most commonly reported and recognizable forms of unidentified flying objects. Their distinctive shape and advanced flight capabilities have intrigued and baffled witnesses for decades. While explanations range from advanced human technology to natural phenomena and extraterrestrial visitors, as technology advances and more sightings are documented, we may move closer to uncovering the truth behind these mysterious objects. Until then, the disc-shaped UFO remains a powerful symbol of the unknown and a testament to humanity's enduring curiosity and imagination.